There's trouble in the camp of Boko Haram as credible sources have confirmed that the leader of the sect, Abubakar Shekau, has been making frantic efforts to seek a soft landing as he prepares to surrender. This much was gathered from top intelligence sources in the theater of operations in northeast Nigeria. According to a source who pleaded anonymity, he stated that Abubakar Shekau is desperately looking for an avenue to surrender. He said, I think the end of Boko is coming to close as Abubakar Shekau has been making overtures through process for a soft landing for him to surrender to Nigerian authorities. He has been desperate about it, and the intensity is occasioned with the avalanche of coordinated operations launched in recent times against the group, especially in the Timbuktu Triangle. The source further added that in recent times the Boko group had suffered casualties that put the group in a tight corner. The gap is closing in on Abubakar Shekau as it stands. The series of coordinated attacks on their hideouts has made it impossible for any escape as the military has been attacking from several flanks, and any attempt to escape now is virtually impossible. The Chief of Army Staff has given an order that the Abubakar Shekau is captured alive. The chief has been in Borno State, and there is a likelihood that he's going to be around for a long period given his body language of not leaving anything to chance in this critical operation. As a fact, he has joined several reconnaissance operations around the Timbuktu Triangle, after which he issued specific directives with the intel gathered from the reconnaissance operations. He has also been in the trenches with some commanders holding meeting and analyzing intel. I can tell you that everyone is on top of their game as the strategy is clear for all to understand. It was also gathered that the past weeks had witnessed a renewed onslaught against Abubakar Shekau and his group, which was led by the Chief of Army Staff. A top source was quoted as saying that the Chief of Army Staff is virtually visible in all locations within the theater of operations. I can confirm that the Chief of Army Staff is personally coordinating the renewed onslaught against the Boko group. He has been visiting troops in areas where this group and their kingpin is said to be hiding. This act by the Chief of Army Staff has seen a massive boost to the morale of the fighting troops. The results coming in being tremendous, and it is a source of joy at the army headquarters. The source also stated that there had been orders from the Chief of Army Staff that utmost care must be observed to ensure that women and children are not caught in the crossfire during operations. As we speak, the troops are strictly carrying out the orders of the Chief of Army Staff towards ensuring the civilians within these territories are not hurt during any of the operations. This might slow things down a bit as the Boko group is now using women and children as shields to buy time. Coronavirus cases in Africa also has risen to 16,800. This is ridiculous. This is really ridiculous, and this is one of the things that is really sending signal into the camp of the group. WHO so far, I can say that the troops have been careful in this regard as efforts are being made to ensure that the operation as much as possible does not lead to the death of unarmed civilians. The various commanders have been mandated to ensure that as many unarmed civilians, mostly women and children, are rescued unhurt. Is being briefed on a minute-by-minute basis as the troops closes in onto the triangle. It was also gathered that there had been active cooperation from countries like Chad, Cameroon, and Niger, and this has made any form of escape for Abubakar Shekau and his group to neighboring countries impossible. I can tell you now that the troops have blocked the usual escape route for the Bokos group into Chad, Niger, and Cameroon. The level of cooperation experienced now has been quite phenomenal. The route through which they bring their arms and ammunition have been taken over by troops from the multinational joint task force. This action has placed the Boko group in disarray, hence their inability to launch attacks anymore. In a similar vein, it was gathered that the Boko group has also reached out to some international non-governmental organizations to seek a deal with the Nigerian government towards granting amnesty to it. Hell, a top staffer of one of the NGOs, name withheld, confirmed that on several occasions Abubakar Shekau had sent emissaries to their organization to help secure an amnesty deal with the government of Nigeria. We were shocked in the initial stages, thinking it was a hoax, but this continued and we were left with no choice than to inform the security agencies in a bid to protect ourselves. When asked why Abubakar Shekau singled out their NGO for this task, he stated that it was probably due to the international recognition the organization has in the area of providing humanitarian services across the globe. We are an international organization, and over time we have been actively involved providing humanitarian services in the northeast Nigeria. I believe they are trying to take advantage of our platform to seek a way out of their predicament. We are also conscious of the fact that this is a security issue and it is outside our mandate. So we have elected not to be part of what negotiations the Boko group wants with the government of Nigeria. It is indeed obvious that the tide has turned against the Boko group so much that they want to end the insurgency, which we think would be good for all concerned. However, as I said, it is not in our place to decide if that would happen or not. We are concerned about fulfilling our core mandate. It would be recalled that the Chief of Army Staff recently relocated to Northeast Nigeria in a bid to coordinate the operations of Operation Lafia Dode and said he won't return to Abuja until Boko Group is completely crushed. Wow. CRNG, CRNG. Guys, I'm sure you really heard this whole story. See the kind of hype being given to Chief of Army Staff. Chief of Army Staff, this and that. He did. Somebody was saying that. I hope at the end of the day, these people, and as we are hearing this kind of a thing, little by little, that they might be giving amnesty, and before you know it, you know that a lot of them, they told us that they've repented and they recruited them back into army. Don't be surprised one day, Shekau too, they will be granted amnesty. They will recruit him back into the army. And that's if that somebody said it, I was just like, yeah, that it cannot happen. It cannot happen. So why the sudden move now? Because this, as soon as the Chadian troops and the president came out and did all that they did, and they did it and tremendously, everybody has been praising them. All of a sudden, we just saw that our people, because I'm not even talking about the soldiers who are always on the field, because those ones are really trying. We are talking about the leadership of the Nigerian army. All of a sudden, the same people that told us last week that it is not a tea party, it is not an easy task, that people expected them to just conquer these people because they've been indoctrinated. That was what a Chief of Army Staff told us. Now all of a sudden, because they just want people to make it seem, or they want to make it seem for people to believe that really they are working. This effort, why have they not put this effort all this while? It's a good thing, it's a welcome development. I hope it's genuine. Of course, Nigerians are really watching on how all of these things will play out, because some people are coming out to say, oh, their organization, this and this, they are into humanitarian, and this Boko has been calling them to help them negotiate so that they will get amnesty. Is it the Shekau that will talk about the amnesty to the government, or is the government that will want to give them amnesty? The whole thing is not really clear, because the rate at which everything is just going so speedily. Of course, I know Nigerians, they will have their own opinion concerning all of this, but what we want is that let them do it genuinely, because that is what they are called to do. That is what they need to do. Let there be peace. Peace must reign. They should do it genuinely. If they are doing it because they've been challenged by the Chadian troops, it's a good thing, because maybe they needed somebody to really to challenge them, which they've really gotten that challenge. So let them do their work. The Chadian troops, the president said they've done 95% or 90% of the whole thing. So the 10% should not be too hard for the Nigerian army to finish up, and that is what they are trying to do. It's a good one. It's a good development that they are putting more effort to do all of this. So within just 1 week, Shekau is beginning to fidget, looking for a way to surrender. He just have to do that. He just have to do that. So let us hear what Nigerians are saying. Let's take a few comments from what Nigerian people are saying. Someone say, I smell conspiracy here because Chad have exposed them. Nigeria government is advertising them to surrender in order for them to get a soft landing. This is a game. We are not fools. Ever since before Chad started taking the Boko down, Burutai never think of moving to Borno. Now is the time. Please stop fooling Nigerians. Next thing you will hear is Shekau surrender to Burutai. Chad president has already exposed you guys. If Chad president can give command to his soldiers on joint patrol, then they should never allow Nigerian soldiers to free Boko. That has already given you the answer. Ensure the group is wiped out. No negotiation and no soft landing for the murderers. Please. Someone says they are telling him indirectly to surrender so that they can rehabilitate him for 3 months and grant him presidential pardon. Hey, thanks to the president of Chad, Brutai has woken up from his slumber. If the president of a country can go to war front, why will Brutai sit in Abuja all these years? At least now we can see results, and soon Boko will be finished. And someone says here that I give the credit to Chadian president after a man's victory. Hmm. No ceasefire, simply smoke him out and put an end to Boko. Ceasefire should not be allowed because his plan is to buy time in preparation for to regroup towards attacks. So guys, let us hear your opinion concerning this whole thing that we are just hearing, this new development, this victory that the Nigerian soldier has been that's been getting this kind of a victory. Is a welcome development. That is what we want. Let there be peace at the end of the day. Let's hear your own opinion. Leave your comment below and let's have your take.